people have ideas. Yes. Who, what? Yes.
My name is Andrew.
Oh, hi, Andrew.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
We're not really meeting each other. Go ahead, talk into the microphone.
He won't let me hold it.
He can hold it, he can hold it. It's good.
This is like the VIP section.
This is the VIP section. And what makes us VIPs? Spent like 20 bucks extra, did you? Cut in front of the line, in front of everybody. Standing in line for hours. Oh, I'm VIP. Yeah, okay. Right. So
I am not actually VIP.
You're not actually VIP.
No, because they let 10 minutes before the show starts. If the show
is this a question or just a rambling?
You asked for an interesting fact. I'm trying to give you one.
What, you snuck in? That's the interesting fact? You're sitting where you really shouldn't be sitting?
I guess if I have to tell you it's an interesting fact, it's not very interesting, is it?
Bada-boom. Wow. Mike, just take the microphone back, please. I'm sorry, deadbeat section. I thought we had something going over there. Oh my God. You must be from Regina. Yes, sir. Your name is what? Corey. Hi, Corey. I don't really need to know any of your names.
I'd just like to formally introduce myself and say hello, Bruce.
Thanks, Corey.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I guess my big question for you is I love that movie, Army of Darkness.
Wait, this is your big question?
This is my big question for you.
Sometimes the little questions are better.
Okay, this is a small, I'll bring up, okay. Well, let me just ask you the question. For the movie Army of Darkness, how did you get the part?
How did I get the part?
Yes, because
I played the part 25 years before that. I need you to ask him in sign language, does it hurt living under that rock? Sir, I was a producer of the movie. I gave myself the part. But because that was your big question, did you feel I was unqualified? Why would you not be qualified?
I thought you were great in the part. I thought you were like great, like macho dude, fighting evil man. I thought you were wonderful.
Had you seen the other movies before that?
Yes, I have, because
and you had forgotten them clearly. Should they have gotten somebody else for Army of Darkness?
I was reading your bio on the website.
You're reading my bio on the website?
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be accurate.
I noticed there that it looks like you produced the written material, etc., etc. So
wait, I produced written material?
Or you wrote material?
How do you produce written material? Don't you just write it?
I don't know.
Sir, where are you from? Where are you from?
Toronto, here in Toronto.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, basically I just work for a security company. And
you work for a security company?
Yes, and I'm going to school.
Are there people that rely on you?
Yes, but I'm not working today.
Do you have a staff?
Yeah, but I'm not working today. So, I was...
Well, if you were, you'd be probably fired, but that's all right. Who works for you, sir?
Well, basically, like, I'm just taking, like, some acting courses in college, but...
Oh, how did we get to that? Sir, we were talking about security, not insecurity. So they just spun that. It's called a turn of phrase. Bang. Okay, sir. Are you ready? Are you willing to perform something to prove to us that you are an actor? Yeah, come on up here. Come on up here. Yeah? Oh, I'm sort of security. maturity, sort of an actor. No, not today, pal. You're all active all the time today. Mike, do you have a microphone? Let's get him rigged up.
It's right there on stage, right there.
Okay, here we go. Good. There you go, sir. And what was your name again? Corey. Now, Corey, as an actor, you have to speak into the microphone.
Yeah.
And actually face the audience. All right, we're halfway there. Why did you want to be an actor?
Well, because I find that emotionally, I find it satisfying when you're expressing your emotions through a scene with another person. And
what kind of emotions do you like to express?
Well, I guess there's many emotions. Laughter. Sadness.
Well, we're getting some of that. You got that going for you. Some would say you're killing it right now. Some would say you're dying right now. There's death in the room.
There is.
What are you going to perform for us today?
I have no idea. I don't really expect me to
think of something. Now, in our business, we say ready and action.
I don't know. I guess the only thing I've really done in terms of professional acting that I've really worked on is monologues.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Single tear. I want to see the left eye cry. Let's hear it. What monologue, sir, from what play?
Well, the thing is, I guess it's kind of, there's a few, but I don't think I've done a good enough job on it. I think it could be better. And
well, sir, we can always improve it. They'll be the judge, I think, sir. They will decide whether you're going to get booed off the stage or cheered like a hero. Don't tell it. Look, he's going to spend all day up here if you start doing that crap. Sir, what do you know? Do you know any monologue that you can recite today?
Well, the only monologue I guess I know well, but I guess I'm very nervous standing right here and doing it in front of everybody else.
Sir, you're an actor. You've got to get over your stage fright. I want to be an actor. Here's your chance. This one rich fucker in this whole audience, like one of you, and they can hire you. Do you realize that?
Yeah, no, well, the only one that I kind of, I guess, know off by heart is Death of a Salesman.
Death of a Salesman. Okay, go for it. Ready? Are you playing Willie Loman? Are you playing Biff the son?
Willie.
Willie? Well, you're going for the meat of the matter here, aren't you?
Yeah, but you know, it's...
Let's hear it.
It's the character.
Sir, no more equivocating. Act toward the audience, please.
I like to say that I've been taking...
We don't care. We don't give a shit. Sir, we don't give a shit. Do it.
Okay. I guess I've done it in a room. Well, this is the way the monologue goes. I guess the kind of legs are very brave. Anyway, well, the way it goes is, well, when I was a boy, 17, 19 years old, I was already on the road. And there was a question going through my mind, whether selling had a future for me. You see, back in those days, I had a yearning to go to Alaska. There had been 3 gold strikes in Alaska in 1 month. And
It's okay. At that point, Willie breaks down and he can't talk anymore. Excellent job, sir. Sir, that performance was worth $2 American. He tried to dance around that one. He was like, oh, no, I've actually only done it in front of the mirror. Yes. Do I actually like Chuck Finley? You're referring to Sam Axe from Burn Notice, his alias that he used, Chuck Finley. It's handy at restaurants, I know that. Chuck Finley Party of 4, you'll know that it's you. Until they ask for ID. Yes.
Tim Quill and Danny Hicks.
Tim Quill and Danny Hicks. Who are you referring to?
Tim Quill and Danny Hicks.
Tim Quill from?
Army of Darkness and a lot of other same.
Right, don't assume that these people know, sir, in your question.
Danny Hicks from Evil Dead 2.
As?
Oh, you got me.
Jake, the toothless son of a bitch. Who gets ground up in the cellar and who he's got 700 gallons of blood inside of his body. So yes, about those two ruffians.
Well, there was shooting a movie called Dick Johnson and Tommy Gun versus Cannibal Cop, and they shared many stories of you and
How do you know them, sir?
You don't know them.
How do you know them?
They stayed at my house for 2 weeks while they were shooting this.
So this was a high-budget production, was it?
You can't
Hey, act like that. Enjoy again today? Oh no, the tuna fish we'd rather have that. Well, I got some Campbell's cream and mushroom soup. I could go with that. Oh yeah, that'd be great. And that grilled cheese was really good yesterday. Is that kind of how it went?
Danny Hicks swam naked in my swimming pool.
Sir, that's your personal problem.
I needed therapy for weeks. Do you have any way you would like to publicly embarrass them more after we heard the tales of wonder of you?
No, because I don't tell stories out of school, sir. I don't tell private stories about my friends in front of people I don't even know. Unlike you, sir.
Oh, I haven't revealed anything yet.
Are you from Windsor?
Worse, Buffalo.
Thank you, you're done, sir. Appreciate it. Jesus Christ. They stayed at my house. Who financed it? Like your garage mechanic? Yes, over here.
Just a quick question. So, you guys decided to do Evil Dead, I guess, coming out of college?
We decided to do Evil Dead out of college, those of us who went to college, which was not many of us.
At what point in time did you discover that that really wasn't your genre?
At what point we discovered it really wasn't my genre? You're referring to me?
Well, I guess yourself and Sam Raimi.
We made a horror film because we knew we could do it cheap. You know, we had only done silly comedies before that in high school. Everything was like very Three Stooges. But we were very intimidated. We thought if you have to do, we wanted to make a feature film. If you've got to make a feature film, if you do a comedy, you might need like Robin Williams or someone like that, or Steve Barton. It would be expensive. But in a horror movie, you can make a horror movie with nobody in it, even to this day. First-time filmmakers, just make a cheeseball horror movie with nobody in it. You can do it, because Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a bunch of nobodies. Evil Dead was a bunch of nobodies. They're all a bunch of nobodies, so that's what led us into that, but it doesn't mean that that was our favorite genre. Is that what you were getting at?
Pretty much, and just in terms of you went from Evil Dead, you did Evil Dead 2, which was a retelling.
Evil Dead 2, which was a retelling. Interesting that you would say that, sir. For someone who didn't make the actual movie itself. What do you consider it as? You thought Ash was stupid enough to go back to the cabin with new friends. You know, if you cut all the recaps off from those movies, it would make a lot of sense. Evil Force rips up, goes to the cabin, gets up to Ash, and gets stuck in the vortex, lands in the puddle. Evil Dead 2, continue on, End of Evil Dead 2, gets caught in the vortex, lands in Army of Darkness. If you got rid of all the other crap, and I'm sure someone has done this already, a fan edit of the 3 movies, it makes a lot more sense. We only shot the recaps because each movie was made by a different company. We couldn't get the rights to our own footage. Yeah, so everyone goes, oh, why'd you do a stupid thing like that? Welcome to our world. Thank you. Yes, right here. That was like a golf clap. I'm not here for clapping, but that was... He got that one in. That was a very nice 4-putt on that one. Yes?
Hi, Bruce. I know you have no interest in names, but my name is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. Can your chin really kill?
What?
Can your chin really kill?
Can my chin really kill? Can you ask a question that can be answered?
Well, I'm alive and talking to you, so I doubt your chin can kill, but I thought I'd ask you.
Ma'am, I'm not as clever as you are.
But your boss said it should kill. I just want to know if it can kill. If.
Ma'am, I don't think you'd want to find out because I'd probably have to go for you first. No, sorry, ma'am. No. Yes, Mr. Bowtie Man. Stand up so we can all see you. Who are you today? Are you cosplaying today? Sort of.
I'm missing part of my costume.
Missing part of your costume. Why are you missing part of your costume? Because it's sweaty and I didn't want to wear it. Sir, it's called the pain of cosplay. Who are you?
I was
Into the microphone.
I was an alien cosplaying as the Doctor.
You were an alien
Yes.
cosplaying as Doctor Who?
Yes, Matt Smith's Doctor Who.
Matt Smith's Doctor Who.
Yes.
So you are an alien then? That's just a given? That's a given part of it? Cosplaying. You're an alien who's cosplaying right now. Believe it or not, sir, I believe that. Did you have a question, or should I just continue to ridicule you?
What's your favorite one-liner from Army of Darkness?
My favorite one-liner from Army of Darkness. One that I know has power. Give me some sugar, baby. I know this for a fact, sir, that it works. Normally, I would not encourage a pickup line because I feel that you should be you at all times. Otherwise, you'll be found out. But a fella came up at a signing and said, Bruce, thank you for giving me some sugar, baby. I said, why would you say that, sir? He goes, well, I was working in China. And I had that translated into Mandarin, and I went into a bar in Beijing and used it on a Chinese chick. And he got laid, sir. Now, if you're not there yet, that means they had sex. I'm not going back there. I'll spend a little more quality time over here at the North Slope. Yes.
Hi, my name is Ian.
Ian?
Yes.
I was almost named Ian.
Oh, really?
But I was not.
All Ian's lost. I was wondering, as a person that's attending...
Let's talk about your English. I was wondering. Are you no longer wondering?
I am wondering.
You are wondering.
As I am a person that is attempting to get into the acting business, I'm not there.
Sir, as an actor, first thing you must do is learn to project your voice. You kind of went, yeah, I'm
Trying to avoid a similar situation to earlier.
Sir, you raised your hand. It's unavoidable. The only way to avoid that is to not have raised your hand. So, yes, your question.
I was wondering if you had a story.
I was wondering. But
I still am wondering.
My wonderment is in the rear view mirror.
I am am wondering if you have a story you would like to share from your days coming up in the acting world when you had
coming up in the acting world. Does anybody have my first book, A Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B movie? And you have it on your person? You have it on your actual body? Like, what have you got there? Like this book. Here, could I see that for a minute? Click, click, click. What's that?
perhaps one that's not in the book?
Perhaps one that's not in the book. Meaning I didn't use all the best stories. And then I left some of the specials ones out for Q&As. And my fan expo.
Yes.
No, sir, everything I cared to tell anybody is in this book. If I didn't put it in this book, it's none of your fucking business. You must be like the good kind of VIPs. So, sir, you haven't read that first book, have you? No, right? No. No, you haven't. I think we solved your dilemma. Yes, right there. Question from Moose Jaw.
Hi, Bruce.
Hello.
Just had a kind of fun question here.
I'll decide if it's a fun question.
So, I just watched...
What a fun question! Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't finish. Sorry.
Just watched a season finale for Game of Thrones.
Season finale of Game of Thrones? Wow, that has so much to do with...
No spoilers. Don't worry, people. Don't worry.
Are you bringing it around? Okay.
No, I was just curious, though, because, it deals with a beautiful fantasy setting with an army of undead coming, and I was curious...
Fantasy setting with the undead coming.
Yeah, and I was curious, since you kind of have experience in that kind of field, would you ever consider a cameo or an appearance in Game of Thrones in the future?
Would I consider a cameo or an appearance in Game of Thrones? There's a chick who thinks my chin can kill. You guys, boom, boom in the parking lot. I think you can get something going, because you both live in a fantasy world. I'm sorry, just a second. Did I hear someone say I don't like beards? Was that correct? I don't like beards? What are you doing here?
I'm the same girl who said that your chin could kill, and I'm sorry guys, I don't like beards.
Oh, I see. So you're just, that guy could be the finest human specimen on the planet.
It could be you with a beard, and I wouldn't like a beard.
Ma'am, good luck in life. Sir, I would shave the beard. Yes, right here. Yes. Stand up, please, sir.
Hi, my name
Oh, whoa, no, Mike, no. She totally stole that guy's thunder. Because I know this is going to be a good question.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. It was reported recently that if there was to be a Bubba
It was reported recently. Who reported it, sir?
Bloody Disgusting.
Bloody Disgusting. What did they report on the interwebs?
That Bubba Nosferatu, if it was to happen,
Bubba Nosferatu, if it was to happen,
you wouldn't be part of it.
I would be part of it.
You wouldn't.
I would not be part of that. That is correct.
What would it take for you?
It would take nothing, sir. Nothing to be part of it. I've declined any further. No, sir. You think I'm a straw dog, sir? Am I that shallow looking? Looking, no. Take the microphone away. Sir, do you have anyone at home right now? I know you're videotaping me, that's fine. Is there anyone home right now? Where you live? Is there? Who's home? Your sister's home? Should we call her? Let me call her. I'll call her. You gotta tell me your name. Adam. Dial your sister's number right now. I'm not gonna talk to your mom yet. Because I want to see what his sister has to say first. You don't do, are you what? You're inputting this for the first time? Because we might be talking to your mother. Is it dialing? What was your name? What's your sister's name? Shannon, I know where Adam is. Now, if she's a good sister, she'll call back. She'll go, what the fuck was that? Did you call the home or the mobile? Mobile. I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds for her to process this. And then I'm gonna call her again. 3, 2, 1. Adam, right? Shannon, did you think I was kidding? Now, sir, if she calls back, you must give it to me immediately. Immediately. Text it back. A text won't do it. Won't do it. Yes, right here.
In season 2 of Ash vs.
Season
Evil
2 of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
What were your initial impressions when you found out Ash was going to go up the butt?
Are you referring to a sequence early in the season where Ash is fighting a possessed colon? And it takes him home, so to speak.
What were your thoughts when the writers handed you that script?
What were my thoughts when the writer handed me that script? That some guy would think he was so hilarious months later in Toronto asking that question. That's what I thought. Very cheeky question, sir. You have a lot of guts asking that. What would someone think, sir, if you read that? Like, what would you think?
I would just think that since you guys are on Starz and Super Channel, that you can get away with so much more that they can really get the gore, the disgusting elements to a level that horror hasn't seen on TV. So I just wonder if you knew that you guys were pushing the envelope the way you really were.
Sir, I would say we tore the envelope. Now, listen, fans, I'm going to tell you this straight up, because everyone seems to forget. Oh, Starz. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, it's so expensive. It's $6.95 a month. Shut up about all that. If you want unrestricted content, Starz is basically the only one out there. Everyone goes, Evil Dead 4, Evil Dead 4. You know, if we did an Evil Dead 4, Sam Raimi would spend $200 million on it, and it would bomb. Your series would be dead, sir. Dead as a doornail. You do it as a feature, it'd be rated R. If we did it on cable, they'd butcher the shit out of it. If it was on regular television, why even show the show? So, Starz is really we're catching lightning in a bottle because they're premium access, they don't have the same broadcast restrictions. So they are really the only scenario where you not only get unrestricted, but by the end of this last season that we shot, you have 15 new hours of Evil Dead. You would add an hour and a half in an R-rated movie if you got another feature. So that's the plan, Stan. Yes, over here.
I can't believe you picked me.
Who else would I pick? There's no other jerks in that whole section I want to talk to.
Thank you. I'm sure you know that there are over 50,000 fans on your Facebook.
Over 50,000 fans.
On the fan club.
Is that a real Facebook
totally
account?
is. It totally is.
All right.
Would you be willing to give the over 50,000 members a shout out right here? I'm asking on behalf of over 50,000 people.
Right. Tell all your 50,000 people that they are Facebook whores.
No, actually, that's only me.
Well, ma'am, as a Facebook whore yourself, per words,
True.
cosplay is not consent. This thing about being liked. Aren't you already liked by people?
I don't run the club, I'm just...
I know, but I'm saying, the whole Twitter, Facebook thing seems like a lot of people going, love me, love me, love me. You need a lot of love, obviously, but I think if you don't get liked, sometimes that can destroy people. So I tend to treat social media with like a 10-foot pole because it doesn't bring out the best in people that I've found. If you drunk tweet, then you can lose a lot of people. If I went political and said one political thing, I would lose half of my followers. Do you realize that? Because conservatives, liberals, they all rent DVDs. So I'm not shitting you. I mean, it's true. You know, so no disrespect to the folks on Facebook, but no thank you. Well, I'm just saying. I'm not their little monkey, am I, sir? Nope. Yes, right here. Let's start with you, right there. Yes.
Bruce Campbell, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? I need to know.
Sir, if you had both a hot dog and a sandwich in your mouth, could you ask that question? That's the question.
Thank you.
You can see how well I respond to non-questions. Yes, right here. A whiskey man? No, sir. I don't do brown alcohols. No, sir. Gin smells lovely, tastes horrible. Sir, you're being cheeky now. I'm a silver tequila whore, as opposed to a Facebook whore. Yes, right here.
Hi, Bruce.
Hello.
I have a question. Of all the iconic characters you play, Autolycus, Ash, Sam Max, is there a character would you find interesting? Which characters would be?
See? Right. Oh, just go to a Q&A. It's easy. You just answer questions. And I stand there going,
That's my, I mean, like, which character would you find?
I'm so glad you did that. If I did that, you'd go, oh, he's just being snarky.
Well, which character would you find it the most fun if, like, which character, like Ash or Autolycus, or which would, I'm sorry, this is my first time doing this.
Sir, just give the man $5.
I'm so sorry. Sorry about that.
And that's $5 to stop asking me questions. I do appreciate the question. The trick is, honestly, as an actor, to try and make every part you can as good as you can. And some parts are written really well, and that helps you create a character that people can follow and enjoy. And other times you can't do it because it's just too crappy. I mean, I've turned down the lead roles in movies because the bad guy had a better part. Watch Assault on Dome 4. Get that movie. The bad guy has all these great flowery speeches, and the good guy goes, come on! Let's go! Get down! Now! If you were an actor, sir, would you delight in lines like that? You'd try and make that work, though, wouldn't you? You would try. I said no, and I got to watch the actor that they hired going, ah, damn, I got the shittiest dialogue, and that's all I'm like, yeah, you do. Right there. Yeah.
How involved were you with Evil Dead the musical?
How involved was I with Evil Dead the musical?
By the way, I'm a fellow American. I'm from Maine.
Okay. You will not get any special treatment because you are a fellow American. From Maine, I'll speak more slowly. It's like if you said it was from Newfoundland, you know. New feeling. Calm down. What was the question?
How involved were you?
I'm not. We have to choose our words so carefully these days. Explain to him, please, sir. I actually can hear. I can hear. I can process information like an adult. Please tell him. I was involved as much as you could be involved. It was somebody else's idea. It came from Toronto. It came from here. A very ambitious producer who decided to figure out a way to use all three movies together in one play. And again, it's very tricky. All three movies were made by different companies, so someone had to pull that all together and then create a story. My favorite number from Ash, the Evil Dead musical, is called What the Fuck Was That? For those of you who don't know, go see it, because the first 4 rows of the splatter zone, and you will get blood on you if you're in the first. And I saw it off Broadway when they first premiered it. Not tonight. And a guy came walking out in a white tuxedo. He sat basically right where you are. And you know, the cast of these shows, they know him. They either have a guy who's trash talking or talking too loud, they'll just go, ah! And this guy, they just destroyed him. When he walked out, he was me. And this guy was like, yeah! Now, some guy just recently told me that there was a season ticket holder at this one particular theater, one seat outside of the splatter zone. She got destroyed. She's like, what the fuck is this? I'm a season ticket holder. Yeah, not today, maybe. So we'll do like 3 three more amazing questions and then let's get back to your normal miserable lives. Yes, right there.
I'm from nothing, so yeah, that's always been.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Bruce, my name is Bruce. The movie, my name is Bruce.
The movie, my name is Bruce.
Yeah. Was it your idea?
Was it my idea?
Yeah.
The story was pitched to me by Mike Richardson, who owns Dark Horse Comics, very cool comic book company. And by Mark Verheiden, who's a very good writer, longtime writer. And they said, Bruce, we've got this idea where a fan from a town thinks that you're a real monster fighter, and they come and kidnap you to save a town from being attacked by Guandi, the Chinese god of war. But it turns out you're really just Bruce Campbell, and you're a drunk and an asshole, and you don't really know what you're doing, and then you still have to save the town. That was the pitch. So I said, where do I sign up? So there's a scene in the film which was based on a real event. There was a disabled person who came up for an autograph. And this particular disabled person was the meanest person I've ever met in my entire life. Ever. Anyone I've ever met. Give me your autograph. Sure, let me get that for you. No, I meant your real autograph. That looks like chicken scratch. Well, let me try again. Okay. There you go. You got a more recent picture? In real life, I explained, no, I don't. I'm sorry, and the bank takes my signature, so that's the best I have. But in the movie, My Name is Bruce, I can kick the fucker in his wheelchair into a bus. Not that I would ever do that to anyone with any disabilities whatsoever. Last couple questions, I'm sure the most amazing. Yes, right here. You're going to school for television.
What advice would you give to someone that wants to produce short films, movies in the future?
You know what you have, sir. Could you pass that back? She'll give it back to you. It'll only take about an hour to read. There's lots of pictures. The point is, school is not necessarily the answer. Are you still in school? You work in film. Stay working in film. You'll learn everything you need. Don't spend another penny on school. Spend it on your job. But look, some jobs, you gotta be a dentist. Yeah, you better go to school. Which molar is this? I don't know. You gotta figure shit out. But as an actor, performer, writer, director, not necessarily. But the point is also, I grew up in suburban Detroit. They don't make movies there. But we did anyway. So it's gotten a lot easier for filmmakers to make films now. You can go to your local S-Mart and buy a Gigatower and all the software you need, and you can edit yourself and do your own music and After Effects, and you can walk to your local theater with a frickin' thumb drive. So I'm sorry that it can't get any easier for you. You should be making a movie this weekend. So just go. But you get the idea. There's no secret. There's no path. Nobody's right or wrong. And if anybody tells you that they think they know what they're doing and you don't, they don't. Nobody knows anything about the entertainment business. No, they don't. Look, anybody out there, you want to be an actor, go be an actor. But grow a pair and get a thick set of skin. Get a thick skin. But it's not like you can't do it. So, on that happy note, I want to thank everyone from this fine, beautiful city, Toronto, for coming out. go sign a few more random things that you totally forgot underneath your car in the parking lot. So take care of a few of those things, but we'll see you next time at Fan Expo. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you very much. And thank you as well. Thank you. Thank you very much.